What's up guys, my name is Ace, and today I wanted to go over my 5 current classes that I'm using in CoD World War II. I call them classes, technically they're divisions, but we all know they're classes, so we're gonna call them that. Keep in mind, I'm still trying to play around with things, and as the level cap gets increased, of course, I'm gonna be branching out and using more, changing things up, but these are the ones I've kind of settled into at this point. After using a ton of variety and playing around with things, this is kind of what I've settled on right now. So first up, let's start with my airborne class. I only have one airborne class that I use. This is using the WW2 and I've got quick draw as well as foregrip on this. If I had extended mags unlocked, I would be using extended mags as well because this gun does burn through rounds very quickly. But at this point, I don't have it, so just quick draw and grip work pretty well. Hustle I'm using so I can reload faster because, like I said, you burn through this really quickly. I actually found a lot of the times after I kill 2 enemies, I need to reload like immediately. We've got the Luger as our secondary, which I don't ever really use that much, and we use the sticky bomb, which I really like the sticky bomb. I know one thing that's really cool, in the menu it actually says it has a 5-meter blast radius, whereas the frag grenade has a 6-meter blast radius. But either way, I like the precision of the sticky grenade. I can stick it exactly where I want it on an objective or something, and then it's guaranteed to control that objective, whereas with frag grenades, sometimes they roll away and they don't go exactly where you want them to. Moving on to my second class, I would say this is my go-to sort of try-hard class. If I'm struggling, this is the one that ends up coming out most of the time. This is an infantry class, but I'm using an SMG with the infantry class, which I'd recommend you try out if you haven't yet. This is the Type 100, which is extremely versatile. This gun is good up close. It's not as good as the PPSH or the WW2 up close, but it's very good up close. And then it's very usable at medium to longer ranges as well. Obviously not across the map or anything, but you'd be surprised at how far you could stretch the range with the Type 100. We've got quick draw, extended mag, and rapid fire on that. That rapid fire just makes it a little bit more viable up close, and I feel like it doesn't really add too much to the recoil as well. For our basic training, we have gunslinger, and this just allows me to hip fire as I aim down sight when I'm caught sprinting, and this saves me in a lot of situations. It allows me to be a little bit hyper aggressive with this class if needed. And as long as I'm ready to pull that trigger, I can come out of sprint essentially instantly with this gunslinger weapon perk. Again, we've got the Luger as our pistol, but I don't really pull out the pistol too often, so I wish we could just like swap that for another nade or something. And we once again have a sticky nade. Moving on to my second infantry class, this one is an actual rifle class, so I've got the STG-44 here. This is my favorite assault rifle, and I would say it is pretty much the best assault rifle in the game, hands down, at least at this point. We've got quick draw, extended mags, and reflex sight. Although the iron sights are pretty good, so sometimes I swap that out for FMJ. I'm still kind of torn between the two. FMJ is great when you get a guy behind a wall, you can just spray through that wall and finish him off. But the reflex sight, I feel like I am a little bit more accurate when I have the reflex sight on, so I tend to keep that one on. I just like extended mags because multi-kills. I tend to run into a lot of enemies with this, and I can kill like 5 or 6 enemies without having to reload. For basic training, I put launched on this one, because like I was saying earlier, I don't really switch to my pistols too often, and all the other basic training skills, I don't really feel like I needed on this class. Like I don't need to sprint out quickly, because I'm going to be playing a little bit slower and more methodically with this. With launched, that gives me a bazooka, and that bazooka I use to take out enemy recon aircraft. This allows me to get score streaks very quickly and effectively with this. Anytime somebody calls a recon plane in, as long as I'm at least somewhat safe, which I normally am with this class because I'm kind of hanging back a bit, it's super easy to take out the recon aircraft as long as you figure out how much you have to lead them. Again, we've got a sticky grenade on there, although I've been kind of thinking maybe I'm going to swap that for a frag grenade. I feel like I need some classes with frag grenades, just because it's nice to cook a frag grenade because you can't cook the sticky nades. Moving on to my sniping division. This is using Mountain, of course, and our primary is definitely the Commonwealth. Not a big fan of the other sniper rifle. We've got rapid fire as well as ballistic calibration. They just seem like the best thing for me, at least. I don't really feel like I'm missing out with any of the other attachments. We've got Lookout as our basic training. Obviously, Lookout's very powerful for seeing their names at longer ranges. And again, we've got a secondary P06, and then for this one, I have a smoke grenade. Now, the explanation behind the smoke grenade is most of the time when I'm sniping in this game, it's in the war game mode, and it's at the bridge section of the war game mode. When you're at the bridge section, smoke grenades are king. Without smoke grenades, you're not going to get a bridge built. It's just not going to happen. But at the same time, sniping is really powerful, and a lot of times you have other snipers on the other team that are sniping all your guys that are trying to build the bridge. So with this class, it allows me to throw that smoke on the bridge to help my objective players do that, or if I decide I need to hop on and play the objective, I can do that. But at the same time, I can counter snipe and pick off their snipers and basically just help the team out in general. So that's why I put a smoke grenade on this particular class. Finally, we have my shotgun class. This is with the Expeditionary Division, and I'm using the M30 Luftwaffe Drilling. This is what I've been using lately, at least, until I unlocked the rifle bullet, which I haven't had a chance to actually use yet at the time of recording this. I know that it's a one-shot kill at ridiculous ranges, but this could easily be swapped out with the Winchester or the toggle action. I really like the Winchester as well, though. I think I actually prefer the Winchester as far as just like doing well. But currently, I'm using the double barrel here. We've got steady aim and advanced rifling. They both seem to be quite effective on shotguns. Basic training is hustle. For this shotgun, it really pays to have hustle so you can reload it a lot faster, because it does reload quite slow, and that's going to get you killed most of the time. Secondary, 1911. Again, sticky grenade on there, and I totally forgot to put equipment on here. There we go. We've got a stun grenade. And yeah, there we go. Those are the classes that I currently have set up. Of course, things are still going to be moving around as the beta goes on, and I would highly encourage you guys to keep using variety. But if you're looking for a nice go-to class, I would be going with this one here. I really like this class. It works on every map, in every mode, in a lot of situations. You can't be challenging people across the map with it, but aside from that, very, very consistent. And with that, I'd like to know in the comment section below, what is your favorite setup to use so far in the CoD World War II Beta? If you enjoyed the video, a like rating is always appreciated, and don't forget to subscribe for more if you haven't already. I'll talk to you guys next time.